Hello, my wonderful people. Welcome back to the news. In a recent development, President Bola Tinubu signed the Student Loan Bill into law on Monday, and this act will enable students to have access to federal government loans to fund their educational pursuits, their educational career, tuition fees, and all. And I must say that President Tinubu have done really well. President Tinubu have done well by signing the student loan bill into law. And this law will allow Nigerian students to have access to loans from the federal government. And the bill will also enable Nigerian students to have access to loans at interest-free rates. This means that they won't have to pay huge amounts of money on interest. In fact, there is no interest, in these loans. The students will pay back the exact amount they collect from the federal government. And the piece of the legislation had passed the second reading at the House of Representatives on May 25th, 2023. Femi Gabajamila, the chief of staff to the president, also Dele Aleke, a member of the president's strategic team, Tunde Redma, spokesman of the president, and the permanent secretary, Minister of Education, David Adejo, witnessed the signing, commenting on the bill. And Aleke had told journalists that the new law was a fulfillment of one of the electoral promises of President Tinubu to liberalize funding of education in the country. Asked if the new law will not encourage inflation of school fees, Aleke said both situations are unrelated, adding that the idea behind the law is to help indigent students to be able to obtain education in this country. And yes, we are happy to announce to you that President Tinubu have signed into law the Student Loan Bill. And the Student Loan Bill, you all know what it entails. Yes, this is a promise made during the presidential campaign by Tinubu that he will bring back the student loans issue to the front burner. And today, that promise he has kept, and he has just signed the bill into law, which henceforth will allow and enable our indigent students to access federal government loans to fund their educational pursuit, their educational career. And this is how it is done in other developed countries all over the world. So the bill, which passed second reading at the House of Representatives on May 29th, 2023, was sponsored by Femi Gabajamila, the Speaker, and also the Ninth House of Representatives. The law makes provision for funds to be domiciled in the Ministry of Education and will only be assessed by indigent students of tertiary institutions. And the law is to provide easy access to higher education for indigent Nigerians through the interest-free loans from the Nigerian Education Loan Fund. So guys, this is really happening. I can say that I really commend President Tinubu for this act, and I hope that he will continue to do more. And I know that Tinubu have done this with a good intention, but you see, the way wey this country take dey, corruption full everywhere. E no matter the intention of our federal government, there will always be a form of corruption in every policy. There will always be a room for embezzlement in every policy. So you see, our fear now na be say make we no come hear say tomorrow dem come talk say one minister thief money, thief the loan wey dey suppose carry give the Nigerian students, we no see the money again, or snake enter the Ministry of Education where the money dey come swallow all the money. You know say the kind stories wey we dey hear for this country, sometimes we go just dey look and dey laugh. We go dey wonder, they go think say they dey deceive us, but no. The thing is, they are always corrupt politicians who wants to by any means they want to eat their own share of a national cake. So they feel that by embezzlement, by stealing public funds, they can achieve their aim, which is very terrible, and we find it very common in Nigeria. And I ask, will this loan this student loan, will it benefit the masses? I hope they won't put some conditions that will only be favorable to some certain people. I hope there won't be a form of a tribal sentiment. I hope there won't be a form of a ethnical sentiment. I hope there won't be tribalism in this, where we talk about religion. I hope it won't be applicable to these student loans, because I can tell you that this student loan, offers, it makes room for poor students who are seeking higher education in the public universities, polytechnics, college of education in the country, to enable them go to school. And I really hope that this will really benefit the Nigerian student. But I sincerely feel that since Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu have removed the fuel subsidy, now there are other means of subsidy that the president can do to help the people, because he said he knows Nigerians are suffering greatly as a result of the fuel subsidy removal. He said he will set things in place to make sure everything is okay. But then for the now, there are other means of subsidy. When I talk about there are other means of subsidy, I mean, how about Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu putting a subsidy on education? It will be known as educational subsidy. We have fuel subsidy. Then we ought to have education subsidy, which will enable students to go to school. That means the government will pay half of the money, while the students will pay half of the money. Because me dey feel say this loan now wey they wan give students, so imagine say the school fees wey dey pay na 100,000, they can't give you 100,000 as loan. How you wan take buy your textbook? How you wan take buy other materials? I'm talking from the side of the student. Oh, it is not by giving loans alone to pay school fees. How about the federal government should put subsidy on education? At least students will pay half money, while the government will pay half the money. It will be better. And I really hope that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu gets to look into this. I really hope he gets to look into this, because I feel it will be better, if we have the student loan and we also have for educational subsidy. It will be better for the masses, because the government cannot give the Nigerian student loan when their school fees are the prices of their school fees are outrageous, and at the end of the day they get to buy books, they get to buy handouts, textbooks, and the rest. So guys, what are your thoughts concerning this? Because I feel that at the end of the day, there will also be a form of embezzlement from this policy that Tinubu has made. So I sincerely feel that Tinubu should give it a thought on the education subsidy to still help the Nigerian students, because no be only to give loan be the koko. Una know say this our Nigerian currency, e no get value now. E no get value. If they give every student 100,000 naira and your school fees is 120, how do you get to pay your school fees and you buy handouts and the rest? It is really going to be heavy on the students. But if the federal government would bring about education subsidy, splitting half of the money into two, then I know that it will surely be favorable for the masses. So guys, what are your thoughts concerning this? I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you. Bye.